Hello everyone, and welcome to another game of World of Warships. Today it's my replay and I'm in the Z-52, a tier 10 German destroyer. I'm on map Okinawa. It's a 3-point domination game, it's a pure tier 10 battle. There is one radar and unfortunately there is a carrier. So I've spawned in the center here. I wanted to go towards the B cap, but the planes came directly at me, so I'm trying to avoid them, but obviously I can't because they're planes. Now it's not like they have actually targeted me, but they still do some spotting. Now I couldn't go directly into B because, well, there's a plane on top of it. So now I have to wait until the plane disappears or go somewhere else. So let's speed up the early parts of this game because, see, the thing is, since I can't go into B and those planes last way too long, I then decided maybe I should go C instead. But the planes finally disappeared, and now I'm on towards the center. So far we can see that there are 2 Shimakazes at A and there is a Halland at C, and there are 2 Hallands at C actually. So despite the enemy team having 4 destroyers, not a single one is going to challenge me here. So I'm just gonna sit here and camp, and this is why we are at an increased speed, because so far not much has happened, which will now hopefully change. So let's go back to a regular speed while I make my way over to the C cap. Now the thing here is, the enemy team has a lot of ships here and they are pretty aggressive. So if I run into anything, the enemy might get a lot of support. And oh, so there is the Halland, so I'm immediately gonna go Hydro and I'm gonna slow down and deploy Smokescreen. I have some armor piercing for his broadside. Okay, so thanks to the Hydro I can see and dodge his torpedoes quite nicely there. And I should go back to high explosive here, honestly. So I got a good AP salvo off as a start, but then he started angling. Should have probably switched to high explosive sooner. No matter. So I'm also catching the second Halland in its Hydro. Now of course my smoke screen is on cooldown, which means I can't like smoke up in front of this Halland and shoot it. And this Halland has a lot of support, so I most definitely can't be in a situation where we shoot each other. So far I'm having this island here between me and the Halland, and I have to be careful that, you know, not going to spot me. So I have one launcher here in case he like actually keeps sailing that way. Maybe I should use both. But I don't know, I find it very doubtful that he's sailing in a straight line. And oh my god, there's the carrier. So I was briefly playing. Oh, he did sail in a straight line. So anyway, the carrier has found me and now I gotta run. Might as well open up with anti-air here. And see, the problem is there is nothing I can do about it. The enemy team will now keep shooting me. I have to turn here to not get torped. Unfortunately, the smoke that I laid earlier is almost disappearing. So I've switched my anti-air off in between because, well, the planes were too far away to keep me spotted for a bit there. But of course they came back. They always come back. So I'm trying not to use my guns because, well, the only way to survive this is concealment, and well, once again I turn my anti-air off there. Probably a little bit too late, but I'm, well, for a second I at least disappeared. Of course he has one plane left. And I'm down to 1,700 hit points. Playing against carriers is so much fun, isn't it? And it's basically all down to carrier spotting. It's not like the carriers... Well, I mean, carriers can be scary with the amount of damage they can put out, but this was mostly down to the spotting. And there is absolutely nothing I can do against that. Other than sit so far in the back that I'm useless. Anyway. Overall, we've taken out 2 destroyers, which is pretty good in domination. We have technically 2 caps, but we are losing the center now. It looks like both enemy DVs are there. Now, I wish I would be able to challenge them, but thanks to the carrier, I'm on very low hit points. Speaking of the carrier, it's already coming back here. Now, also, as I said, I don't have the best torpedo range, which means getting in range. Oh, damn it, he's gonna, you know. He isn't even trying to look for me, I think, but, you know. Accidental spotting is obviously a thing here. So I'm trying to not turn my anti-air on. Ow! See, that's... Oh my god, I'm down to 261 hit points. So he left the fighter plane here, right, to keep me spotted. But see, that's the thing about carriers. The only thing that makes this game playable with carriers in it is that most carriers aren't the best, even if they might know how to get off drops, right? If this carrier would have lingered a second longer with his planes, right? He found me, he spotted me. I don't have the anti-air to shoot down these planes. All he had to do was circle for a few seconds on top of me and I would be dead. But he didn't. Even though he accidentally found me, all he did was drop a fighter plane and be on his merry way. And now I'm alive with 261 hit points. And at any point in time, he could come back and try to find me again, and I'd be dead. So the only thing that keeps me alive is if the carrier just doesn't care. We'll see how that works out for me. Now, having so few hit points, of course, will affect how I play the game, because if I had like a lot of hit points, I would already be inside the cap and be challenging those destroyers. Now I have to think very carefully if I want to do this. It's yeah. It's a tough decision to make, so it looks like the Conqueror is coming this way, so I wanna try and, you know, torpedo that. We know where the Shimakaze is, so at least I'm not gonna run into the Shimakaze. And the problem is the Halland outspots me by 100 meters too, and even if we had like similar conceal, well, somewhat similar concealment, I suppose. Even if I had slightly better concealment, it's risky, because if I'm detected for even a second, I'm probably dead. But I'll try to torpedo that Conqueror, and then... Oh, there is the Halland. Okay, so what I can do is, I know now where the destroyers are. The Halland's on the other side of the island. What I can do is, I can go in there and hopefully smoke up. More importantly... Yeah, okay, I'm not gonna hydroing this Halland, that Halland is running, but our team has this covered. So the Shimmer is coming my way, right? He's gonna see me at 6.1, I'm gonna deploy smoke now. So that he can't spot me. And now I'm slowly creeping forward in my smoke. And I can use my hydro to farm his Shimmer. Now, of course, any sort of blind fire could be my doom. Oh, and I got some torpedoes, nice. So... Well, I'm getting away with this. For now. Okay, so the Shimmer tried to blind fire me. Fortunately for me, he was not very successful. Thanks to the hydro, I can dodge its torps. And I torpedoed the battleship. So, you see, despite me being at 261 hit points, I was responsible for two of the enemy ships being wrecked here. And it's all thanks to the carrier not bothering to stop for a second on top of me with planes, right? So the only reason that I'm alive is because the carrier made a mistake. And that's what it often comes down to, right? It's what makes this game still playable with planes afloat. But hey, maybe Wargaming will address spotting at one point. Was that one? So anyway, this game, by the way, at some point in chat somebody predicted we'd lose. I'm not sure. Can I actually scroll up in chat here? Yes, I can. There was a like... Game is lost. Somewhat early in the game somebody already proclaimed we lost this year. Not really. Not really. And yeah, obviously somebody else tried to explain that it's not lost. But however, I now got some torpedoes going towards the Kremlin. Obviously I live in a constant fear of the carrier coming back, but at least at this point, even if he comes back, it won't be a game deciding thing now. Right, losing my ship here wouldn't do much. Well, then again, it can be rather nice. It would depend, I suppose. How healthy is my team? Yeah, I mean, the daring is also an easy target. The Montana is too far away to do much. But, you know, it looks like this Kremlin is getting on low health. Maybe I can even finish him off with some torpedoes. The enemy Montana is, well, he isn't visible. That means he isn't shooting, so he isn't doing anything. And that basically leaves the carrier, and there are hopefully too many of us for that carrier to kill us all.
Unser Sieg ist in Sicht.
Especially if we have the points. Hey, so... well, it's another kill for me, I guess. Now I might be able to even grab this camp. The Montana is... well, I don't care. He's sailing away from me, so I can't torp it. Not sure where the carrier is. So at this point, I guess we can once again speed up the remainder of this battle while we'll have a look. Our team is farming the Montana. And it turns out I'm gonna survive with 261 hit points. So in the end, I guess I did quite well. And, you know, if that carrier would have stopped 2 seconds long on top of my head, it would have probably gone entirely different. So honestly, I was quite frustrated during this game, but there were some amusing parts. And in the end, we pulled through. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this, and I'll see ya next time.